Now tonight, off stage, it sees him accused of rape, sexual assault, controlling and abusive behaviour, uncovered in a major investigation by Channel 4 Dispatches, The Times and The Sunday Times.
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. Like holding me up against the wall, pushing himself in me.
So did you see that? Did you see that? Did you notice that that was actually an actress, okay, portraying one of the supposed victims? Did you notice the music, the tone of her voice, all those things to stroke your emotions? But don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Now, again, innocent until proven guilty, and I am playing this on the side of innocence until we see irrefutable evidence. Okay? Now, some people may say guilty until proven innocent, Nancy Pelosi, but not on this channel. Now, before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified of future videos. Timestamps are down below. And comment below. Let this conversation flow and continue from the last video that I put out there just the other day. This is, in my opinion, straight out of the Me Too playbook. First, you crush his rep. Then, you stop his bank. The Hollywood Reporter. BBC removes Russell Brand content saying it now falls below public expectations. Oh, again, these are just allegations. He hasn't been charged with anything. No charges. And I think in my last video, I mentioned the word charge somewhere in that video. I meant to say allegations. He has not been charged with anything yet. They're going full force with all this. Okay. The BBC does not ban or remove content when it is a matter of public record unless we have justification for doing so. The UK public broadcaster says after pulling programming from streaming services iPlayer and BBC Sounds, September 19th, 2023. The BBC said Tuesday that it has removed programming featuring Russell Brand from its streaming services iPlayer and BBC Sounds, saying it has assessed that it now falls below public expectations. All these years, no problem. All of a sudden, accusations, big problem. Come on, are you kidding me? This is what happens. You scream rape, you scream sexual assault, guilty before innocent, destroyed a man's career, destroyed a man's livelihood, and then that's it. And you know, to me, I just want to say this right here. This does a disservice to actual rape victims, to actual women, and in some cases men, of sexual assault and rape. Because now it's like the boy who cried wolf. The whole Me Too movement just diminished the viability of actual victims of those crimes. And now people are saying, whoa, wait a second. Are you sure? Come on. Are you sure? Really? Not to say there weren't actual people coming forward, but now this is all politicized. This is all politicized. We're in election year. Okay. Second debates are coming up as of this recording next week. This is an op. It smells like an op. It's just so obvious that anyone who, I don't need to hear these so-called supposed victims, okay, who don't want to identify themselves. I don't even need to hear it. But all of a sudden, his programming is not okay with you. I wonder what led to that decision. Are you kidding me? These are just accusations. Okay, they're not charges. He hasn't been charged with anything. And all of a sudden, they're just erasing his whole line of work. Just erasing it as if it didn't exist. This is what I say to myself about how to destroy a man. If you really want to destroy a man, okay? There are two main ways, okay? You take away his family and you take away his livelihood. You can do one or the other. If you do both, my goodness. But those are two ways to really hurt, if not destroy a man. The comedian faces accusations of rape, sexual assault, and emotional abuse, which he has denied. An investigation by The Times, Sunday Times, and Channel 4 Dispatches this weekend unveiled sexual misconduct accusations from 4 women against Brand from between 2006 to 2013. And again, we went over that article in the last video. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. The BBC does not ban or remove content when it is a matter of public record unless we have justification for doing so. A BBC News report cited a representative from the UK public broadcaster as saying there's limited content featuring Russell Brand on iPlayer and Sounds. We reviewed that content and made a considered decision to remove some of it, having assessed that it now falls below public expectations. Back then, Russell Brand was more of a very liberal individual, mainstream guy that had no problem with his stuff then. But since he started talking about BlackRock, since he started talking about the vaccine, since he started talking about things that just was out of turn, now they're reassessing his behavior. Now all these women coming forward all of a sudden. The BBC press office did not immediately detail which shows have been removed from the iPlayer and Sound services, but the BBC report mentioned that an episode of comedy quiz show QI and a Joe Wicks podcast, both of which featured Brand as a guest, have been removed. The move came after YouTube suspended monetization on Brand's channel, saying, if a creator's off-platform behavior harms our users, employees, or ecosystem, we take action. It added that Brand had violated YouTube's creator responsibility policy. What are you talking about? How does something like this harm users of YouTube? Are you kidding me? There are some things that pass on YouTube that's way worse than whatever Russell Brand has on there. But he just talks to people, interviews people, gets a different perspective on things, kind of like Joe Rogan, And the reason why they're going after him is because he is speaking out of turn. He's speaking out of a narrative, and he has a large audience. And also keep in mind, it's an election season. Okay. Going after Trump with all these indictments. They're going after Trump supporters. And now they're going after commentators. Big commentators. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Tucker Carlson get accused of something. We shall wait and see. And in mentioning YouTube demonetization, the Daily Wire, YouTube demonetizes Russell Brand over alleged sexual misconduct from a decade ago. Brand faces accusations from at least 4 women, September 19th, 2023. YouTube suspended actor and comedian Russell Brand from making money on the platform on Tuesday, days after several women accused him of sexual assault over a decade ago in what Brand has called a coordinated attack. I wholeheartedly agree. At this point, yes, it is. It's a coordinated attack against him. All of a sudden, now they're taking his money away. You saw the thumbnail. First, you crush his rep. Then, you stop his bank. Brand's channel with 6.6 million subscribers has been suspended from monetization following serious allegations against the creator, YouTube said. Again, allegations, not charges. Allegations. The Google-owned social media platform's decision means Brand can no longer make money from YouTube ads on his videos. Brand's other smaller channels with several 100,000 subscribers were also suspended from monetization. It is not clear how long the suspensions will last. YouTube said Brand was suspended for violating YouTube's creator responsibility policy. Brand 48 denies 4 unnamed women's allegations of sexual assault that were published in a joint investigation by British outlets, The Times and Channel 4 Television on Saturday. The women made the allegations after the outlets reached out to them. The assaults alleged took place between 2006 and 2013. You see, these outlets were combing through all of Russell Brand's old flames, okay? Could have been dozens upon dozens of women because he's been around the block quite a few times, he admits that. And I'm sure they found some women that were like, oh no, he was cool. He was all right. We had a good time. Okay. And then there are probably some women who probably got with him. And then the next day they were like, I wish I hadn't done that. I regret that. And then boom. Or these publications probably just coerced these women to believing that they were tricked into having sex or what have you. And now they're coming out, assuming that these 4 women even exist. Okay, again, we don't even know who they're anonymous. These names, we don't know anything about them. I'm going by innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. One of the accusers claimed she was sexually assaulted by Brand when she was 16, the legal age of consent in the UK, during a relationship with him. Another woman claims Brand raped her in Los Angeles in 2012. Okay, now from the last video, there's apparently some text messages going back and forth between Brand and the 16-year-old. And at one point he apologized or something, but he could have been apologizing for something completely different, not even relatable to her thinking that she was raped or sexually assaulted. The only thing those texts may prove is that they had sex. That's it. But was she sexually assaulted? Was she raped? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows except Brand and that 16-year-old. On Monday, London's police force said it had received a fresh sexual assault claim against Brand, alleged to have taken place in Soho in central London in 2003. 2003? Really? Now, I was listening to another YouTuber who I've listened to for quite some time, Hard Bastard, okay? And he was saying something I completely agree with. At this point, because of this whole Me Too stuff and believe all women, and I don't know if y'all remember, but once a woman accused a guy of sexual assault and that guy couldn't do a movie, or that guy was pushed out of his position in a company, they replaced that position with another woman. There's an article, I think it was a New York Times article that put it out there, like every time guy got fired, most likely he was replaced by a woman. You know, all these allegations and just, he did something, he touched me here. I'm not saying that things don't happen, but the volume of it, like during the Me Too era, do you think all of it was credible? Do you think all of it was factual? I don't, not at all. And again, this hurts actual victims, okay? Because your voices will be muffled. Your voices won't be heard. It'll be, you're kind of like, oh, okay, really? The only reason these supposed unnamed women are out there is because Russell Brand is a big star and he has a large following on YouTube, and he's saying things that go against the media narrative, okay? But the average woman out there, you know, who may have actually gotten attacked by a guy, she may not get her voice heard because all these false accusations that all these other women put out there, because they have regret the next day. Brand was a major television and radio star in Britain in the early 2000s. He has written memoirs opening up about his struggles with drugs and alcohol, and he appeared in several Hollywood movies, including Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Brand was also married to pop star Katy Perry between 2010 and 2012. Brand said, "I absolutely refute what has been described as very serious allegations against him in a YouTube video on his channel on Friday. As I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual," Brand said in the video. Brand added that the allegations make him question, is there another agenda at play, particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before. YouTube's decision sparked media criticism, including from the Daily Wire's podcast host and co-founder. Terrible decision, terrible precedent. Social platforms should not act as extra legal arbiters of guilt and innocence. These companies think they're governments or gods. Jeremy Boring, co-founder of the Daily Wire, posted on X. Allegations are now convictions in the court of social media, complete with removal of all income, posted Daily Wire host Ben Shapiro on X. This is insane. YouTube is demonetizing all of Brand's accounts based on unproven allegations made in the media. He hasn't even been criminally charged with anything. The precedent being set here is extremely bad, posted Daily Wire host Walsh. Brand also hosts a show on Rumble, a video sharing platform that aims to fight cancel culture, where his channel has 1.4 million followers. Now, I believe that he'll be found on Rumble. Okay. I don't think anything will happen to him on there. He's not controversial to the point where Conservative Inc., like the folks at Daily Wire, think he's a problem. So he'll be fine on Rumble. He'll be fine. He has continued to perform as a stand-up comedian. Brand's current tour included a show before 2,000 people in London on Saturday. However, promoters said the rest of his comedy tour dates, including a show that was set for Tuesday, have been postponed after the allegations. Again, taking his livelihood. Brand's publisher has also purportedly paused its work with him. The publisher had been set to publish Brand's guide to overcoming addiction in December. So now they're even denying a book. A publisher is denying a book to come out that could help others overcome addiction. Just because of allegations. Do you see what's going on here? This is straight up an op. This is an op. Say a gay op or however you want to say it. This is an op. This is what this is, folks. This is what this is. 20 years later, 2003? 2003, really? You were supposed to believe that story? Unbelievable. And now you see Google's algorithm and the news outlets hard at work, working in tandem. Just Google Russell Brand, Andrew Tate, and you'll see The Independent. How conspiracists jumped to defend Russell Brand before allegations were even made. Prominent figures such as Andrew Tate and Elon Musk, among those throwing support behind the accused comedian. Oh, look at this. You see Newsweek saying, oh, Russell Brand, Andrew Tate tactic compared amid allegations. Oh, journalists highlighting a powerful tool that conspiracy theorists such as Russell Brand and Andrew Tate allegedly used to manipulate their fan base. The Guardian, conspiracy theories swirl around Russell Brand allegations. Comedians claim of concerted agenda taken up by ex-owner Elon Musk and misogynist Andrew Tate. Speaking of Andrew Tate, he came out to support Russell Brand. Welcome to the club. On my way to fight the crazy bitch allegations. Tucker Carlson came out in support of Russell Brand. Criticized the drug companies, questioned the war in Ukraine, and you can be pretty sure this is going to happen. And Elon Musk said, of course, they don't like competition. Okay, guys, what do you think so far? You think he's innocent? Guilty? You're kind of in between, waiting for more evidence? Right now, for me, like I said, I believe this is an op orchestrated to bring this man down because he's saying things that are not mainstream. He's saying things that are against the narrative. He is mentioning companies like BlackRock. He's questioning and criticizing the vaccines. He is talking to millions and millions of people and changing minds, or at the very least, opening people's minds to other possibilities. And you know the regime, the machine behind this, doesn't like that. And some people are saying, because this is the UK, if someone puts a defamation lawsuit against someone, that person suing that other person is more likely to win than they are in the US. I'll say this. Do you really think at this point, the machine that's pushing this, do you think they care if someone loses a defamation lawsuit? Do you really think they care if they win or lose? No. The lie circulates and gets to the masses a lot faster than the truth. And by the time the truth reaches everybody, people are going to look for the next story and they're going to keep remembering the lie. It's easier to believe the lie than accept the truth. What did the last 3 years teach us? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get notified of future videos and comment below. Let everyone know what you think to get the conversation going. And until the next video, take care.
With hindsight and now as an older woman, I can say with clarity that, you know, I felt like I was groomed for sex.
You serious?